Hello and welcome to Wake and Jake, a special postseason edition as we are 2 games into each championship series with both series commanding 2-0 leads. The Toronto Blue Jays are going to Seattle down 2-0 with seemingly their season on the line tonight as Shane Bieber gets the pill for Toronto. I want to talk about that a little bit, going up against George Kirby in Seattle, who I think in 47 years, I think I saw in Seattle history, they have not been to the World Series. Rabid sports fans, the 12th man, which, you know, we know that for their football team, gets Jimmy going a little bit. If you guys, if you ever get a John Boy running, mention the 12th man. He's not their biggest fan. He doesn't like when you say, hey, let's make noise at the same time. He likes when you're naturally loud, which I think they are both.
He doesn't mind people being loud, but they do have a moment in every game where like, hey, let's be as loud as possible. Right. Let's break the record.
They try to break the noise record where it should be like a naturally, how loud did you get? I get that. I think I agree with that. Anyways.
It makes sense.
We're going to touch on both series because the Dodgers kind of looked like what we thought the Dodgers would look like. They are who we thought they were as they dominated the Brew Crew. We will do a little football heading into the weekend, seeing what we got, lining up our schedules with the baseball. Who knows if there will be baseball? What if it's swept or be swept? 2 game threes that, hey, I'm probably going to walk over myself this episode a little bit because we're going to talk about being down 2-0 and the hope and the desperation of being down 2-0 and baseball's baseball, and you can't predict it. And, hey, if we were recording this and the 96 Yankees went down 2-0 to the Braves before heading to Atlanta, what would I have been saying on Wake and Jake? I would be saying it's the end of the world, and I'd be throwing out a little bit of hope at the end, hoping something would happen. They went on to win 4 straight games. It feels like that's a lot more possible in the AL. I think if we're just being real about it. But we'll see what else we can stumble into along the way. This Wake and Jake episode is brought to you by our presenting sponsor with Arena Club. Code Wake and Jake. We'll get there in a second. Arena Club, I officially ripped my first pack with Arena Club. And again, I revealed to you what I got. But I think Shelfie's posting a video on it, so no spoilers yet. But you can get the real stuff, and you skip the old cycle of ripping, grading, and waiting weeks. Your card appears digitally right away, and then you decide what to do next, whether you want to sell it, trade it, auction it, hold it, or ship it to your collection. If you want to dip the toe, they got $25. Rip the pack, see what you got. They got ones that go up to $1,000+ with grails worth 20x or more. Arena Club shows you the full checklist and odds before you rip, meaning there's complete transparency. Whether you're just starting a collection or building it like a dynasty team, Arena Club is the best place to do it. Past Grails has included cards worth tens of thousands. Your October pull could be just as legendary. Don't just watch October baseball, collect it. arenaclub.com/wakeandjake. Use code wakeandjake to get 20% off your first slab pack. So, let's do Seattle and Toronto because I do think that is a little more exciting. And hey, the 2019 World Series will kind of forever be, for I guess my generation, the one that jumps out of like, wow, every team won every road game to win a World Series. That was just insane. And again, maybe that's the beautiful part of baseball. Maybe it's not, as I've been trying to hammer, hey, should home field matter this year? Seattle returns home after dominating the Blue Jays. And yeah, you could point to some small things. Randy Arozarena started to walk into the dugout in the first inning, where he should have struck out against Trey Savage. It turns into a leadoff hit by pitch that turns into a 3-run homer. The sliding doors of baseball reared their head there. That Savage kind of locked in after that. That what coulda, woulda, shoulda happened. And in the sport that I always talk about, if you go to DraftKings, every game, the run line is 1.5. Football, it's big numbers. Basketball, it's big numbers. That's how this game is, that there is a certain amount of one pitch, one play that makes it a beautiful, beautiful game that we all love. Toronto has to hit, and Vladdy's going to get circled. Vladito is 0 for 7 this series. And also, I think Varsho is hitless. Andres Jimenez, who that's not what he's out there for, but when we're talking about flipping the lineup back to the top of the order, that's a big part of his potential contributions for Toronto. They need to be better all around. Like there's the analysis you came for today. I think the fun part of this, George Kirby's going to be on the bump with that beautiful lip tickler. Seattle's going to be going nuts, maybe more nuts than a Seattle crowd has ever gone, potentially. Like a chance to go to the World Series. We've seen the fan reaction videos. You got grown dudes just crying at home watching this because they've never seen it. They've never seen it. And here they are potentially witnessing it, where Shane Bieber was the weak spot for Toronto in the Yankee series. He did not look super sharp. The one game the Yankees won was against Shane Bieber with the heroic Judge homer that'll be remembered forever. Or will it? Have a Judge Ohtani note coming up. Get ready for that. Make sure you tune in. That's how you keep the people listening. Let's go to Bieber's page. I think there's another crazy part of this sport that we get so lost on the starting pitcher. Shane Bieber's last outing, 2.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 runs total, 54 pitches. So, we've got extra rest. Bieber, his first year coming off of injury, had been a career-long Cleveland Guardian. And here he is this is what I was trying to say before about these two teams down 2-0. You're never going to pick a team to come back from 3-0. Like, I remember even that Celtics team that got it back to Game 7, there was a little bit of hype because it was like, I think they're the better team. And then they get to Game 7, Tatum gets hurt instantly, which was that's brutal and unfair, if I'm being real to our Boston brethren. I think there's just something crazy. Shane Bieber, Cy Young in the bag, 2-time All-Star. He is going to dictate, at least for the first 2 to 5 innings of this game, Toronto's chances for the rest of the season. If he throws a gem tonight, it's a beauty and he becomes a legend in that town. If he doesn't, it becomes just kind of a weird asterisk, and get ready for the Seattle Mariners probably being ready to go to the World Series to face the Los Angeles Dodgers. $16 million player option probably turns that down. Healthy Shane Bieber. It's a sick sport sometime. Maybe Shane Bieber will be remembered as a legend. Try to get through a clean first inning. Try to get runs on the board in the first inning so it's easier for Shane Bieber. All the corny postseason stuff that we've talked about. But I think if we're being real, and I know this has been kind of the popular thing on the internet today for people that live in the weeds of baseball, or I think our guy Stephen A. chimed in that both these series are over. Yeah, it's hard not to think that. Again, Dodgers Brewers, which we'll get to in a minute. That story is pretty well laid out, and we laid it out a lot last episode. Seattle has the pitching matchup here. It's George Kirby, who that guy has some moxie in him, along with amazing stuff that is kind of ticked back up, that he is going to be fueled off that crowd tonight, that I don't have any... I was going to say I don't have any doubts he'll be special. Not how baseball works, but I think if I had to place a bet at DraftKings, it would be along the lines of George Kirby being special tonight. And maybe Bieber can match that. Has pitched in a lot of big games. Keep putting zeros on the board, get it to the bullpen. Next on the table, whether it's a 3-0 series lead for Seattle or a 2-1 series lead, it's going to be Max Scherzer, the old dog, the pitcher who has made the second most money in baseball history, kind of leads at the labor negotiations, 3-time Cy Young winner, a legend in his own right for his pitching, for his eyes, for his general demeanor and how he handles everything. Another guy on a vagabond season for this Blue Jays year. The final stats on the year were 17 starts with an a 5.17 ERA, and things kind of dwindled as the season went on. That he was not on the DS roster. This would be his playoff debut. Lefties had an 850 OPS against him this season. And let me see if I can get one more tough one for you. In September, October, he had 4 starts to the tune of a 10.2 ERA. The baseball gods, with 41-year-old Max Scherzer and potentially a 3-0 team, it's scary. It's got to be really scary if you're Toronto. Although their new Yankees diss track just dropped, so maybe that changes the season.
It usually helps to drop a diss track.
Joe's McFly has showed up to the office, 5 p.m. sharp. Things are looking dark for the Blue Jays. That beautiful style of hitting and fouling off pitches kind of wasn't on display the last 2 games. If they can get back to that, somehow win today, I'll tell you what, everything bad I just said about Max Scherzer, I do feel like he's got a little bit, I said this with Jack Flaherty too, that they are smart enough to not lose the game. Like, the stat line could come out real ugly. It could be 2.2 and 1 earned run with 4 walks and 1 K. But those walks were strategic. They lost the count, or the batter was on them, that they're going to show you some sort of fight to not lose a playoff game and give up the 3-run homer. Cut the video to the Cal Raleigh 3-run homer. So, 2-0 there. Win one game. Seattle has not been to a World Series. Put the pressure back on them, because that's kind of what they did in Toronto. They had that late flight in. They kind of played loose. Julio 3-run homer. Pressure's off. Polanco just looks freaking amazing, man. Let's see what goes on. Let's see if baseball rears its ugly head, because it can. There is a chance that we show up here on Monday and it's, wow, the Toronto Blue Jays are going back, and it's, what would it be? I mean, they're playing 5 games, so 3-2 in either direction is the option, right? Yeah, that's it. That there's a chance. There's a chance the baseball gods can do that. It doesn't feel good, and it feels a lot worse when we start talking Dodgers, Brewers. We laid out the whole thing, the CBA negotiations, David versus Goliath. The Milwaukee Brewers in their perfect season against the Dodgers, and I very much believe in sports when something matters and then it doesn't. The fact that we were 6-0 against you during the season, and then we won that first playoff game, and we almost lost it in nightmare style. Like what could be the Dodgers' absolute nightmare, blowing a bullpen game. What's supposed to be the Achilles heel of this team has been neutralized, because of Roki Sasaki, although he had his first shaky outing, that it just felt like, I don't want to say the balloon burst, but think about in this 7-game set what that meant. If the Brewers came back in that game, then they would have been 7-0 against the Dodgers this year. That's a blind confidence. Because with the Dodgers winning that first game, the 6-0, it's out. It doesn't matter. We're 1-0 in the postseason. That's gone. If the Brewers had won that game, you're now 7-0, and then it matters again. I know that doesn't make sense, but it super makes sense if you follow sports. You would have blown a bullpen game for them. And even Sasaki, who's been like their Harvey Dent, like he saved Gotham. You would have gotten to him. Instead, Snell goes 8 innings, basically perfect game. And then it's followed up by Yoshinobu Yamamoto, complete game in the postseason. It starts getting ugly late. And by the way, I know it's scary movie season, and I keep seeing ads for Get Out, and maybe I should watch it again. Really got me. First time you saw that, you're like, wow, that's a good film. I think in the group chat the other day, we were doing like, what's the last film that you walked away from, like, blown away? And I think Get Out might be my answer. Like, after watching Get Out, it was like, damn.
Last movie, I was like, oh, that was good.
You walk out of the theater watching it, and you're like, that was a really good movie. Like I just referenced Batman Dark Knight. Like, I think a lot of people that watched that the first time were like, holy crap. Like, how do you even do that? Comment below. Last movie you watched. Last movie you watched that, like, blew you away. Everyone's really loving the new Leo movie. Might have to check that out. Some people are saying it's like his best film. Anyways, back to the baseball. For the Brewers, it's simple and not as simple. Where I was going with the whole Get Out thing. The final innings of that game was almost worst case scenario. Because it was 5-1. So that 4 runs in baseball it's the beautiful grand slam. What if we loaded in the 9th? What if there's one swing? We could tie the game on one swing. So Brewers fans, while it was a tied game, they homer on the first pitch. They have the lead. Tied game for a while. 3-2, 2-out pitch to Muncy. He hits fastball Freddie, yard call. So now it's 2-1. The lead's gone. 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. So now the Brewers crowd that's been neutralized, it's hard to get loud when you're down 4 and you have a guy pitching a complete game against you or on his way to a complete game. That was a Milwaukee Brewers version of Get Out. That you're in the stands, you can't leave that game. You paid for NLCS tickets. You're one swing away against a bullpen that supposedly blows a lot of games. Well, they didn't get to see the bullpen. And they sat there and they watched quietly as the Dodgers went up 2-0. So you're 6-0 in the regular season. Great. Your home field advantage you earned through the regular season. Fantastic. Does not matter. We're going back to LA. We are up 2-0. And the Brewers just have to Brewerify the whole thing. They need to get runners on base early and often. They need to start running on the bases. They need to start causing havoc. And they need to get into the bullpen. Tyler Glasnow will start today against Quintana. Or excuse me, not today, Thursday. They have the off day. That it's looking like Quintana versus Glasnow. Glasnow, what's his playoff history at this point? Because in my head, it's not numbers that blow you away.
There was at least like a tough start to it while he was with Tampa.
Let's see. Tyler Glasnow, 53.1 postseason innings, a 4.89 ERA. A lot of those stats are from 2020.
That's their deepest run that he participated in.
Yeah, he participated a lot. He was 25, 26 years old then. So a little bit different than the Tyler Glasnow we're dealing with now. But also, like what is he fully stretched out to? We've seen him postseason baseball. If you've made it to this point of the season, kind of like the Bryce Miller start, if you're good for a day, and they'll figure out the rest later. But if you're not, and if they can work the count against Glasnow, get the early base runners, push some runs across, get into the Dodgers bullpen. It's your only chance. And you haven't seen it. And this is the time, right? So maybe I'm actually talking to myself. Maybe if we were producing this for a radio segment, maybe the hot take that I would have opened up with after walking into it right now is that maybe the Brewers have a better chance to bring it back to Milwaukee. Because it doesn't feel that way, right? With the Dodgers super team and everything I just talked about. But if they can actually get to the Dodgers bullpen, which Glasnow, they should have a chance tonight, although that's a guy that got paid a ton of money to pitch. Jeff Passan has said if he ever has a full season, he probably wins a Cy Young. So that's the kind of talent that we're dealing with. If you can get into the bullpen, it's where you have your chance against this Dodgers team. And then it would be Shohei Ohtani game 4. So Everything I talked about, hey, maybe Dodgers roll, get it done, 3-0, here's Shohei. How's your burger? Shohei and Snell. Like, it would be Snell, Yamamoto. Like, the Dodgers starting pitching is on display this postseason. They're healthy. They lined it up for the postseason for this reason, to be peaking at the right time. Can a team try to build up and save for the postseason? Right now, the Dodgers are looking like they could, and they are. Brewers, your only hope is to get to the bullpen early and often. Shohei, think about that. Like, Shohei is the prized possession in baseball. Can you get the 35, 40 pitch inning out of him? Because they have to take him out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's sometimes when a postseason game's going on, if Tyler Glasnow is at 40 pitches in the second inning, he might get that one more batter. Like, hey, dude, you kind of have to get through this because this could ruin our next couple games. Shohei, they can't do that. He's coming off of injury. They're paying him $700 million. So the Brewers, their sneaky might just be a little bit more hope, but there's also so much more potential for this just to be a sweep and just to cause a baseball conversation of David versus Goliath and small market versus big market and paying for players that somehow the players get hurt on both sides. This is what we talked about last week. I have one nugget I want to bring to the people, and there's a little bit of salt on this nugget, just being honest with the people. And it's brought to us by our friends at Shopify. Shopify, a big part of this company. I remember the early days. Jimmy got lost in breakdown world, worked out. And I had to start doing other stuff, and part of that other stuff was on Shopify, like checking out the merch. Hey, new shirt. What's selling? And they have a bunch of AI tools that help you get in the action and track what works, what's not working in your store. And maybe most importantly, our new /line site, Shopify, got involved with our team. We brought our ideas. They brought the execution to it. So make sure you go check out our new /line, shop.johnboymedia.com. I think we had a presentation the other day. I think our graphics team in 2 weeks made 86 designs for T-shirts or something like that.
Give or take.
Pretty nuts. And it's all over on Shopify. So if you want to be like us, start building your brand from the ground up, it's time to go over to Shopify and start your trial today. Click the link in the description. Sign up for $1 per month trial at shopify.com/bakers. If you're ready to leave the amateurs and head over to the big leagues, go check out Shopify. Let's talk about narratives for a second. And going back to if this was me and BBD's radio show, we just stumbled into our B block. The Brewers have a better chance to bring this thing back to Milwaukee than Toronto does. And I would have just done that whole conversation in reverse, so that would have been neat. Okay. Last analysis is on that. Brewers, you need everything to go right. That's just what it is. You need to score more runs than you're scoring. You need to pitch better than you're pitching. You need to play better defense than you just...
As is true of every time a team that goes down 2-0, you need just about everything to go right.
So that's that. Narrative watch. This is what the radio Wake and Jake would have opened with. Because I would go to the people and I would say, you know what? Aaron Judge finally had his big postseason, right? We've been waiting for it. It didn't matter too much for the Yankees this year because they got dog-walked by Toronto in every aspect of the game. But we saw Aaron Judge have a big postseason, and it's not like the Aaron Judge combo is going to be gone. Next postseason, hopefully for the Yankees, I'm sure the conversation's going to be brought back up. Hey, Judge had his first good postseason. You think he can repeat it? Because his numbers still don't look like Aaron Judge. We're going to do all of that. Hopefully, if the Yankees are there. There's 2 Yankee height charts behind me. I'm a Yankee fan. BBD, what if I told you?
Sure.
What do you think Shohei Ohtani has played in 24 playoff games batting? What do you think his OPS is?
With knowing that so far this postseason's been bad, I probably would have guessed something in the 700s OPS.
Shohei Ohtani in 24 postseason games, so obviously it's a smaller postseason sample, but in a way that's a big postseason sample.
Last year, this year,
yeah,
long, deep runs.
Shohei Ohtani, 116 plate appearances, 200 batting average.
It's not Shohei.
339 on base, 368 slug for a 708 OPS.
368 slug.
368 slug. He has not really had the power tool. He has 5 homers in those 24 postseason games. Only 1 double or triple. He has 1 double. That came in last year's World Series against the Yankees. How do you like that? So, just while we have everyone here, and this is at the 25-minute mark, and I think I'll probably ask our socials team to not clip this because I'd just rather not deal with a rowdy Dodgers bunch, probably on the way to win their second World Series. Just for now, let's put it in the bucket as winning cures everything because Aaron Judge, including this postseason, has now played in 65 games. He's up to 236. Again, still not Judge, but 36 points up on Showtime. 346 on base, a 476 slug for an 822 OPS. So, like Aaron Judge, when he's now played in postseason games, has been an above-average player. He hasn't been the player we expect from Aaron Judge. And maybe with more postseason games, he's going to change the tone. But my God, how many conversations were out there about Judge not being a postseason guy? Or he's a choke artist. And obviously that fifth inning drop adds to the conversation. But just put it in the bucket that winning cures everything. Because if this Dodgers team wasn't doing as well, and Shohei has had 1 postseason start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, ERA technically sits at 4.5 for that. I will small sample size that.
I think we all agree that that's an acceptable postseason game.
Quality start in the postseason. We will take that. He got the win.
He got the win.
It would be interesting, and I don't think it's what's going to happen. I'm closer to betting both these series sweep than one of them goes back to Milwaukee or Toronto. But what if the Brewers show a little fight? What if Shohei did have even a mediocre playoff start? Like, what if it was 4 innings, 2 runs, and the pitch count got away? I don't know. Could we be here on Monday and there's a Shohei conversation about his postseason stats? If he has a bad game tonight, his batting average is going to start with a 1. His OPS is going to be in the 6s. And depending how his start goes, it could be an ERA in the 5. It's 2 start. It's that part is a lot more unfair. But
if we're playing an unfair game, has a very good chance to be in the 4s still.
It's just of note of maybe while you're watching tomorrow's games or seeing how this Brewers-Dodgers series develops, or let's say Shohei doesn't do much the next couple games, but they are going to the World Series to face Seattle or Toronto. If Shohei's stats are at bats, because the at bats look bad, he's pulling off the ball. I don't know. Cue this whole conversation up with Shohei and a leadoff homer. But I think it will be a big part of every World Series preview or World Series conversation. It'll be, is Shohei going to show up? And at that point, he's going to have 25, 26, 27 postseason games. I wanted you to get ahead of that conversation for yourself if that conversation arises. And one of my favorite things that is just true as sport itself. Winning cures everything. Because have you heard anyone mention that?
Not really.
Like, I knew this postseason he's been struggling and it's been brought up. But yeah. And these numbers are bringing down his numbers that have changed the conversation. But I haven't heard. A lot of people have told me that Judge was not a good postseason player. Nobody has told me that about Shohei. And maybe that's Yankee salt. I mentioned there's a hint of salt in this convo. But
yeah, I guess overall his numbers during last postseason never got to a bad place, but they are firmly sub Shohei.
Right.
Which is all it ever was for Judgy. If we're just revisiting.
It was, the
last year's numbers, he had bad numbers, but his overall body of work in the postseason was like, this isn't you.
Yeah,
I would guess Shohei's numbers maybe slightly from last run were slightly better than wherever the worst point was for Judge, but.
Well, I guess what's funny. Ooh, let's see if I can get this butter knife BBD. It didn't pop up. What's interesting about this is Shohei was pretty good through, in the first game of this postseason against the Reds, reminder they played the Reds, he hit 2 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good way to kickstart.
Yeah, to delay any conversation about bad playoffs.
Okay, so here's the stat that maybe I will tweet this out and let people get mad at me. In Shohei's last 12 games, so that includes 4 of the World Series games.
So game 2 of the World Series last year.
Or you know what?
On.
I'll give Shohei a little boost. I'm going to do, because it's just easier to say since the World Series last year. In game 1, he had that double. In 13 games, Shohei Ohtani, 132 batting average, 258 on base, 264 slug, a 522 OPS in his last 13 games. That is the World Series and this year's wild card, DS, and now 2 CS games. So,
and the 2 homers are that Reds 2-homer game.
Yeah. I mean, if you took that out, there's nada.
Yeah. Just if people are being haters and you want to give the Reds a stray.
And in those 13 games, the Los Angeles Dodgers are 11-2. 11-2. So it's this weird world of baseball where we want to focus on the individuals, but as we're all gearing up for are the Dodgers a super team? Are the Dodgers too good? Are the Dodgers bad for the sport? And all that jazz that could potentially come with them winning again, or how they've treated previous free agencies, or where the sport is heading as a whole with the CBA and everything. These are currently very funky stats for the bucket that I'm interested to see where the conversation goes. I'm not betting against Shohei because he has made almost everyone lose that bet. But interesting to see where the convo could go. That's kind of what's going on with the postseason baseball. We will be live streaming tonight and this weekend. I think we're trying to take Saturday off, which would be, I think, Dodgers potentially clinching in 5. So we'll see. I might mentally audible on that. I might not. Be nice to try to get normal sleeping hours back. Yeah. But maybe that comes in a couple weeks. We'll be okay. We all live, and then we all die. Let's talk some football as we get everyone ready for a sports weekend where you're going to be watching the playoff baseball with us. Football finds a way to hook us in. And it would start on Thursday with the NFL. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are facing off. So Pittsburgh, shocker, they're 4-1, man. Mike Tomlin, the guy is just a machine. Rodgers has something going on. DK Metcalf in that Pittsburgh black and yellow. It's working. And it's going to now be Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's in Cincinnati. Do you need to watch that one? I don't know. If you have the football craving, you'll have it on a second screen. I think the story there is Pittsburgh with a chance to go to 5-1 this season. And that division that we normally look at, and it's like, man, it's a dogfight in there. The Bengals could win it. The Ravens are Super Bowl favorites. They're almost all dead. Burrow's out. Flacco for 2-4 Cincy. Baltimore is 1-5. Lamar's been out. Cleveland, keeping pace at 1-5. That the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's just going to be over the course of this season, where do they land seeding-wise, essentially? Like, they are going to be in the dance with an old Rodgers, Tomlin, trying to get back to cementing, like, who he is as a coach. Because we did the whole, like, hey, Mike Tomlin can get you to 500. Look at some of the cats they were rolling out at quarterback. From old Roethlisberger to Mason Rudolph to Fields and Russ. How many teams would those guys have been on? And if they had a 5-win season, we would have been like, well, Ben got old. Or Justin Fields is playing. That's currently what's going on with the Jets. Mike Tomlin deserves his flowers. And I wonder if Rodgers can get like actual excitement. Because, man, he lost a lot of people the last few years, whether you're just football or whether you're just off the field or whether you're both. He lost a lot of people. That if he could put together a Super Bowl-type run for the Pittsburgh Steelers and that fan base, that would change his after-football life a lot. With the way the NFL works, let's see what happens there. So that's Thursday night. Maybe I just convinced myself a little bit. I don't know. I'll be watching the football. I will be in a chair watching the baseball as you people watch me watch baseball. Weird life.
A lot of TVs in that room.
There's a lot of TVs. They're very fickle. Very fickle that I can't guarantee I'll be watching it, but I'll try.
There's a chance it's on one of them.
There's a chance. Let's see what's going on in the college ranks. If you're a football night person getting your parlays on, Louisville, Miami. Miami's number 2 in the country. Did you know the U is back? They are physical. Facing Louisville, they're 2 touchdown favorites. And Nebraska, ranked 25th. Is Matt Rule going to take the Penn State job? We'll find out probably later this year. Nebraska, Minnesota. Throw out the records. We're playing ball. I like Minnesota's head coach. Don't know his name. He's bald and he wears nice outfits. Let's see. If he wins, I'll learn his name. Minnesota football head coach. PJ Fleck. Kind of gross.
Wow.
It's an interesting connection of letters.
Fleck.
Super bold, super aggressive look on the sideline. I like it. I wish I had the confidence just to become the bald guy. Maybe I need to text Rucco. He did it. But he's like so confident in what he's about. Like, I'm a play-by-play guy. I'm losing it quick. This was me still speaking as Rucco. I don't know what's happening up here. It's getting thinner, but there's a lot of hair. That's just me letting it out.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. PJ Fleck, you win on Friday night. I'll memorize your name. Maybe I just did. Maybe that's a secret. And if you're someone on Friday night, play some parlays. The other thing that do it, and they mention it in their read, and that's why they're different. It's not our friends at DK. It's Cushy Dreams. You want to chill out? You want to add a leg to your parlay that's a guaranteed winner? Make sure to add Cushy Dreams. The best in legal cannabis, pairs well with every parlay. It goes well with watching every sport. Hey, man, if you're someone that's listening to Wake and Jake, there's a few of you that this is just hitting right in the teeth. Cushy Dreams has everything. THC, CBD, smoke, chew, whatever you're looking for. The gummies have taken over this office and have helped me try to go to sleep the past few nights of this playoff season. So whether it's football, hockey, baseball, however you like to chill, get a little Cushy Dreams in on the action. And if your other parlay loses, you still win. And since you're a John Boy fan, you get a deal. THC, you can smoke or eat 25% off all D9 gummies and the entire store when you use code JM25 at checkout. If you're in the game, give Cushy Dreams a try. If you're not, they're who you should try. The rest of the college football slate. LSU, Vandy, hello. High noon kickoff, 10 versus 17. Pavia still an electrician for that Vandy football team. Vandy just being good was a dream for that school that was never happening. Vanderbilt, Indiana. College football is in an interesting spot. Let's see, what else? Okay, 3:30. You could, if you have to miss noon, you have to miss noon. Ole Miss versus Georgia. 9 versus 5. Ole Miss on the road. Georgia over a touchdown favorite. That's how people are viewing these two teams. A little 5 versus 9 on an October weekend. We take that. As you scroll down, Tennessee versus Alabama. Whew. A little SEC weekend, babe. Very similar. Another 7.5 line with Bama favored. Their quarterback is starting to figure it out, Ty Simpson, for Alabama. Tennessee comes in at 5-1. Bishop, their running back, I really like. Okay, so that's 7:30. So if you just want to have an SEC day, you can have that. Or if you're more traditional. If you like, I'll be honest. How do I phrase this without people thinking I'm a total weirdo? I'll just stay away from that whole speech. It's USC versus Notre Dame. Two of the more traditional franchises. Or when I was learning college football, it was like you had to learn Notre Dame, and I came up with those, Carson Palmer to Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush USC teams that were just intoxicatingly fun. Epic college football. 20 versus 13. It's in Notre Dame. Rivalry game. Notre Dame, 9.5-point favorites. And just good tradition there for whatever you're looking for. 8 p.m. Utah BYU. That game means more to those people. The good people of Utah. And there's a good chance that either of those teams could be a playoff team. So, okay. If you're looking for college football, you can have yourself a late Saturday, especially if maybe you got to deal with kids during the day. If you just want to do 7:30, you got Tennessee, Alabama, USC, Notre Dame, Utah, BYU at 8. So that's pretty strong. That brings us to our good friends at the NFL. We told you what we have going on Thursday night, Saturday, Sunday. What? London.
Wait, what?
Trev's friend Matthew. The Rams are facing Jacksonville. Okay, buckle up for that one. 9:30 a.m. game. You guys know we are supporters of that over here. Jaguars 4-2, Rams 4-2. Okay. For 1 p.m., Saints Bears, kind of hard pass. Although the Bears and Caleb, if any of you are looking for me to talk about it, the product's looking better. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, talent around him. Confidence is a real thing. They are 3-2, and they are playing the Saints. They are hosting them. The Saints are a little fickle, but the Bears can get themselves to 4-2 and really get a hype train going. That'd be fun. Dolphins, Browns, no. Both 1-5. Dolphins lose. Do they fire McDaniel? Probably. Could happen. Patriots, Titans, the Drake May chaos continues. And boy, the Patriots are 4-2. The schedule is opening up. They've won 3 in a row. Vrabel versus the Titans. Watch out. They have the Titans, the Browns. Then it's Falcons, Buccaneers. But then it's Jets, Bengals. Like, if you're someone that has Patriot fans in your life that you do not want to deal with, you're probably already starting to hear them again, and you're going to be hearing a lot more from them. I think they've got a big 6 weeks inbound. And Drake May might be really good. I'm not fully bought in. I'm not bought out. I'm not bought in. But maybe, hey, at the end of this year, could we be talking about that we have that new generation of quarterbacks we've been looking for? Like, it was Rodgers, it was Eli, it was Peyton, it was Big Ben, Drew Brees, and we were like, whoa, how are we going to replace this? Maybe the new guard is that draft class. It's Jaden Daniels, it's Caleb, it's Drake May. Like, let's see. Still early in this football season, and I think maybe early November. Well, I gotta figure out a lot of stuff for early November. Might try to find a football person to help bring us the rest of the way. We'll see. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs. A lot of people buying Chiefs stock again. They're hosting the Raiders. They're almost 2 touchdown favorites as they're starting to look like an offense again. Patrick Mahomes looks good again. Hello, that makes sense because what was happening to the best quarterback to ever play this game? Got weird.
Why was he looking weird?
Like a year and a half of just not great. Eagles, Vikings. Okay, I'm interested in that. The scuffling Eagles go and face the Vikes. I think J.J. McCarthy's trying to come back for this one, which I don't know if that's good or bad for the Vikings still. And the Eagles, let's see. Let's see if the trend continues. They lose to the Broncos and the Giants on the road at the Vikings. When is the light bulb going to go back on for them? Because we know it will, right? We've seen this from them. We've seen this. Panthers, Jets, not really. Although in this house we support Bryce Young. You guys know that. Will Justin Fields get my fantasy start? Haven't checked yet. Giants, Broncos. Whoa. I did debate this on the live stream. The Broncos, I've told you guys, I got a complicated relationship going on with the Ponies right now. My teeth haven't been sunk in. Bo Nix hasn't wooed me. Sean Payton kind of did last year, but he still does these like tough military guy Sean Payton stuff that's just not my speed. I guess it's my speed when it works, and they're 4-2. The Giants, which have always been atrocious, but always been the loophole. Everyone assumes I'm a Giants fan. Yankees, Knicks, Rangers. Normally that sentence is completed with Giants. Someone threw out, Jake, put your fandom into this one game. Mm-hmm. You're making a life as like a New York Spurts person. Do I put the chips on the table? The Giants haven't been this exciting since Eli. And Eli and Plaxico, like Eli and Shockey. Do I put my fandom on the table for this game? I've backed off on it. There'd be some good, funny social media stuff to do around that. I guess I'm not ready to throw away my Broncos side yet. We've had a lot of great memories. I like the uniform. I like that it connects me to Denver a little bit, where I got to live for a couple years. Broncos are 2-0 at home. Giants 0-3 on the road. Broncos, if they win, they're 5-2, and like they beat the Eagles. They started this like I don't know. I guess I'm still a little surprised I'm not more excited by them. I think it's like I need a skill guy to be excited about.
Yeah.
Like right now we're handing the rock to Dobbins all day, who he's fighting, and I like Dobbins, but like, okay. Harvey, the young running back they drafted, a lot of my friends were like, dude, you're going to love Harvey. Maybe I will. And maybe they start giving him the ball more, but right now we're feeding Dobbins a lot. Like there's no promise that Harvey's going to get 2 catches in a game. Sutton's got a little dog in him, and I've said that on the show before, and I like that. But he's also not like, he's not a flashy dog. Like they're going to give him 1 or 2 chances at a jump ball, and he gets a lot of them, so that's cool, but he doesn't have, of the signature wide receiver game in the game currently. How many do you mention before you get to Cortland Sutton? So maybe that's just my point there. They haven't had like the electric slot guy in a while. Tight end wise, we're slinging it to Evan Ingram, who has hurt me too many fantasy seasons. Although it's because I liked him, but now I don't know. I can't get obsessed with Evan Ingram at this point in my life. I need the flashy Broncos player, and like even in Von Miller on the defensive side, we kind of had that for a little bit. That it was like, ooh, 3rd down, watch Von. We still don't have that, and that's kind of part of their non-sex appeal to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, getting a lot off my chest today. Giants, exciting whites. Let's see what they've got. So that kicks off the 4 p.m. slate, which I think I like the 4 p.m. slate. Colts, Chargers, 5-1 versus 4-2. Chargers get back to their winning ways, even though they're still trying to figure out things on the O-line a little bit. Danny Dimes doing the Josh Allen light, or maybe just Josh Allen this year. Hello. More so Jonathan Taylor back to being respected as one of the best running backs in this game. 7 touchdowns on the year. This 4 p.m. slate should be a fun one. Commanders, Cowboys, probably not the prettiest football, but a lot of these Cowboy games are going to be high scoring. In Dallas, Washington's a 1.5-point favorite. So, yeah, we might have a shootout late. Dak's numbers look fantastic on the years. Pickens is bringing it for the Cowboys. I guess if you have to make a choice here, that 4 p.m., find out what the Giants are versus the Broncos. Colts, Chargers, one of those teams is going to, both could end up having a very good record at the end of that one. And then just Commanders, Cowboys, and the potential bleep show.
There should be some stats.
Should be fantasy implications. Almost didn't get that out. Packers Cardinals play at 4:25. The Packers shine has gone away a little bit at 3-1-1. It could be back instantly with a 4-1-1 against the Cardinals, who are in it right now in a bad way. Your Sunday night game, Falcons Niners. Falcons hype train building. It's in San Francisco, 3-2 versus 4-2. San Francisco a -2.5 point favorite. The Niners keep losing guys. Man, this would be. People want a Falcons hype train, and maybe I gave myself too many snaps for them being a potential disaster this year. Penix slangs that thing. That if they take down the Niners to get to 4-2, Falcons hype train could get real. Next Monday, it's another double. Bucks, but it's a proper double. Bucks Lions at 7, Texans Seahawks at 10. NFL loves it. They like taking the real estate. We're going to be riding out a lot of that. It's sports season. My life becomes sports in October. Playoff baseball. We'll get lost in the football too. If there's anything baseball-wise that's breaking or cool, I guess we've been talking about that for the Yankees. I guess, we're still not the Jorge Soler player traded time period.
No.
We need the season to end for that to happen. So we're probably not going to get anything breaking. If we do, maybe we'll hop on the sticks because we're going to be here a lot.
We're around.
Until then, we'll probably see you Monday. You guys are the best. Make sure you subscribe, share with a friend, and we'll see you soon.